Karol, if I may ask you to,
Sure.
let's say, just to explain, or how would you define a Series B, C round, like in terms of size, and of course, then we should jump to when a company is ready or prepared to raise such round in terms of revenue, growth base, etc.
Sure. So to make it clear, there is no universal metric that would be applicable to any sector and every company that could be defined as Series A, B, or C or D, right? It largely depends on the sector. So Series B or C for automotive, for space tech will be totally different in terms of the traction in compared to SaaS software or enterprise software. So there is no one metric. Series B starts from $15 million round, $10-15 million round, and Series C from 20-30. And well, obviously the market validation needs to be there. So for a typical enterprise software, I would say that at Series B, we would expect $300,000 MRR, let's put it this way, at least, obviously, right? But as mentioned, it cannot be applied for every single sector. For automotive or space tech, those companies can be even pre-revenue, have a robust pipeline, and be on some kind of a phase of market validation. And we've seen this kind of deals, right? And it was like a line of investors, and the company was basically still on the technology development phase. So it's really hard to put one measure to it. Series B and C is basically about market and product validation. Some kind of a validation can be made by the customers, by the number of customers, by the dynamics of the growth, by the robust pipeline or advanced stages of some very large deals. For example, in automotive, where the sales cycles are like 3 years. So it's complex to put one metric on it, but those companies have already sizable teams. They are post Series A. They should be well structured. It should be transparent. If the company wants to attract international investors, usually it should be headquartered in a jurisdiction that is well known to international investors, such as Delaware, London, or Netherlands. For example, in our case, it's 100% of our companies. So the IP and the headquarters sits outside of the region, and the region is a rich source of R&D talent. There is a multitude of things that needs to be done before the Series B and C, but at this stage, the company is very mature, and the investor expects maturity, expects that the company is well structured, the cap table is clear, all the information, all the analysis, cohorts, metrics, unit economics, it's all well known, prepared. The organization is well structured. There is no significant gaps in the organization in terms of like senior roles, C-level roles. So there is a multitude of things, but it all is encompassed by two things. There is a validation of the market, technology, product, and demand in the market. There is some kind of a proof that the company can effectively compete in this market against other players. And there is a maturity in terms of the structure and organization.
So having, let's say, 2 or 3 friendly customers, that's not validation. So you need to have from not just from your local country, but at least regionally, but Europe, on European level, you need to have many customers, as you said, like having a few €100,000 monthly recurring revenue. So that is kind of the level of validation.
In many cases, we really recognize customers that are international, right? So we recognize international customers for the very simple fact, as you mentioned, the local customer can be friend of a friend. It can be based on the know who basis, not know what basis, right? And on international markets, you are competing against international sophisticated competitors. So it's a real playground where the real money is, where the real validation is. And OTB as a fund, and I guess most of the other funds do not invest in the local leaders, but into international challengers.